Andrew Tucker, and welcome to Andrew Tucker World. What's going on, all my great people? What's going on, all my boxing fans? Pa, 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 boom, 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 pa, pa, boom, pa. Man, what is going on in the heavyweight division? What is going on? Bob Arum. This is what Bob Arum had to say. Bob Arum. Fury versus Wilder will happen even in 2021. Then Joshua or Whyte. I repeat. This is Bob Arum. Fury versus Wilder will happen even in 2021. Then Joshua or Whyte. Let's continue to read. Top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, who co-promotes WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, is confident that nothing will derail the trilogy fight with Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury, with or without the world title, is contractually bound to fight Wilder next. So that means he's in a contract. The contract's already signed. It's already a done deal. There's nothing they can do about it. I mean, it's nothing we can do about it. It's nothing they can do about it. It is the contract. It is what it is. They agreed to the third fight. They agreed to the trilogy. There's nothing we can do about it. He's going to fight Wilder next. There's nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. And according to Bob Arum, it's a big fight in the United States. It's a bigger fight than Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte in the United States. It's a bigger fight. He's saying that people barely know Dillian Whyte. People know Deontay Wilder. So, of course, he was saying that Deontay Wilder gave Tyson Fury the opportunity, so it's only fair that we give Deontay Wilder a shot to regain his WBC title or give him that opportunity back. You know what I'm saying? They feel it's only fair. But let's continue to read. Top-ranked CEO Bob Arum, who co-promotes WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, is confident that nothing will derail the trilogy fight with Deontay Wilder. Fury, with or without the world title, is contractually bound to fight Wilder next. In February, he stopped Wilder in 7 rounds to capture the WBC title. Wilder would then exercise his contractual option to an immediate rematch. Fury versus Wilder is currently targeted for the date of December the 19th, but there are heavy industry rumors stating that it could be moved to a date in the first quarter of 2021. The mandatory challenger to the WBC title is Dillian Whyte, who returns on August the 22nd against Alexander Povetkin, which we all know. The mandatory challenger to the WBC title is Dillian Whyte, who returns on August the 22nd against Alexander Povetkin. There is an order by the WBC which grants Whyte his mandatory shot by February of 2021. And last week, Whyte's promoter Eddie Hearn issued a warning stating that Fury Wilder must happen in 2020 or he will push for Whyte to get his mandatory shot. But Bob Arum, is not the least bit worried and indicates that Hearn tells him something totally different when they speak in private. The WBC approved the trilogy contract and that provides for postponements. And certainly if you can't do it with spectators, a reasonable postponement would be okay. It's a different kind of fight. The Fury versus Wilder fight in the United States is a major fight. Dillian Whyte, this is what they're saying about Dillian Whyte, right? Dillian Whyte, nobody ever heard of him in the United States. Arum told Talk Sports. This is what Bob Arum is saying. He's saying nobody never heard of Dillian Whyte over here in the United States. So let's continue to read. Nobody ever heard of him in the United States, Arum told Talk Sports. Eddie Hearn tells you guys something different from what he tells me, but he has to take the position that advocates for Dillian Whyte. I'm absolutely clear that the Wilder fight will push ahead, and then we'll see. Then if he wants to push Dillian Whyte to fight the winner of that fight and to deprive Joshua of the tremendous revenue that would come from a Fury versus Joshua fight, that's on Eddie Hearn. Now listen, it's nothing. It's nothing bigger than Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Deontay Wilder still has a chance to get his title back. You know, has a chance to win. You know, he has a puncher's chance. He still have power. He's still dangerous. I favor Tyson Fury to win, but an upset can happen. Anything can happen in the heavyweight division. So he can't look past Deontay Wilder. Okay? Now listen, I'm just keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being biased. I'm keeping it real. Now the thing is this. He gets past Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury gets past Deontay Wilder. I feel like it's only fair that Dillian Whyte gets his shot. I feel it's only fair. Nothing, but don't get me wrong. Nothing gets bigger than the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua bout for undisputed. Even if Tyson Fury has to give up his titles, even if Tyson Fury have to give up the belt, you know, to fight Anthony Joshua, he's looking for that big payday. He's looking for the reward. He's looking for that big payday. But Tyson Fury is looking to soon retire. Okay, I'm just keeping it real. So he's looking for the money. He don't care about the belt. I don't even think he cares to become undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Which he came close to doing that before. You know what I'm saying? So, but the thing is, he's just looking for the money. So even if he have to give up the belt, you know what I'm saying? Give up the belt, which if he does, you know, that's good for Dillian Whyte. That's good for Dillian Whyte if he gives up the belt. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, nothing's going to get in the way of him trying to make this fight happen with Anthony Joshua. You know, but I am a man that believes in being fair, and a man getting the opportunity that he deserves, and a man getting the shot that he deserves. So I'm all for Dillian Whyte being the next man to fight Tyson Fury after he defeats Deontay Wilder, if Tyson Fury defeats Deontay Wilder, which I believe he will. But anything can happen. Upsets can happen. We can't look past Deontay Wilder, okay? I'm just keeping it real, you know. So, let's continue to read. There is an order by the WBC which grants Whyte his mandatory shot by February of 2021. And last week, Whyte's promoter Eddie Hearn issued a warning stating that Fury versus Wilder must happen in 2020, or he will push for Whyte to get his mandatory shot. But Bob Arum is not the least bit worried, and indicates that Hearn tells him something totally different when they speak in private. The WBC approved the trilogy contract, and that provides for postponements. And certainly, if you can't do it with spectators, a reasonable postponement would be okay. It's a different kind of fight. The Fury versus Wilder fight in the United States is a major fight. Dillian Whyte, nobody ever heard of him in the United States, Arum told TalkSport. Eddie Hearn tells you guys something different from what he tells me, but he has to take the position that advocates for Dillian Whyte. I'm absolutely clear that the Wilder fight will push ahead, and then we'll see. Then, if he wants to push Dillian Whyte to fight the winner of that fight and deprive Joshua of the tremendous revenue that would come from a Fury versus Joshua fight, that's on Eddie. According to Arum, he's also been given assurances from the WBC president Mauricio Sullivan that a postponement of Fury versus Wilder will not be an issue. Should Fury win, Arum says the goal would be to fight IBF, WBA, IBO, WBO heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, not Whyte. I can't talk for the WBC. I know based on my conversations with Mauricio that if the fight had to be postponed to the beginning of February, the fight would go on. What then? He would determine in terms of Whyte. He might say, no, Fury, if he beats Wilder, will have to fight Whyte, and therefore that would affect the Joshua fight. But again, one step at a time. All I know is that we are not ingrates. Tyson Fury, top rank, we were given the opportunity by Wilder. How do you turn your back on Wilder? That would be absolutely improper. Gain our goal is to do Fury and Wilder, and then if Fury wins, to go right to a Joshua fight plus a rematch. That's where we stand. It would be an absolute travesty. All these mandatories, people are looking for what the public wants. If Joshua is successful against Pulev and Fury is successful against Wilder, then everybody on both sides of the pond will look at Fury and Joshua as the fight that they want to see. And they don't care about a mandatories, whether it's Usyk on the WBO side or Whyte on the WBC side. People don't care. They would be outraged. Now listen, I'm going to say this before I end this video. Listen, I'm all about a man getting his opportunity. I'm all about a man getting what he deserves. Dillian Whyte has been mandatory for a long time, and it's only fair. I would love for Tyson Fury next fight after he beats Deontay Wilder. If he beats Deontay Wilder, I would love for his next fight to be Dillian Whyte. His next fight should be Dillian Whyte, but there's nothing we can do about the contract that him and Wilder signed and what they agreed to as far as trilogy, and everything of that nature and things of that nature, But at the end of the day, it's nothing we can do about that. But I felt that should have been his next fight was Dillian Whyte. He gets past Dillian Whyte, then boom, on to the Joshua fight, on to the Joshua bout for undisputed. Dillian Whyte deserves a shot. So at the end of the day, could Tyson Fury give up the belt? Could he give up the belt? Because at the end of the day, he's all about the money. He's all about the reward. He's not about. He don't really care about becoming undisputed. Pretty soon, Tyson Fury is looking to retire. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yes, if Dillian Whyte end up getting the belt, Tyson Fury, give up the belt, and Dillian Whyte has a chance to get that belt, then hey, it is what it is. Tyson Fury, it doesn't matter. He gave up belts before. So it's nothing to him. He's all about the money now, And I believe it's a side of Tyson Fury that believes in being great, becoming undisputed, But at the end of the day, even if he had to give up the belt, he would. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Dillian Whyte deserves a shot, an opportunity at the WBC title. And if he fights Tyson Fury, and if Tyson Fury and his team decides to go forward and be like, listen, okay, Dillian Whyte is next. Maybe we have to wait a little longer for the Anthony Joshua bout. Of course, Anthony Joshua has to get past Kubrat Pulev. I know he's not looking past him, which I believe he will beat him, but he's not looking past him. Kubrat Pulev in a way is kind of dangerous, so you can't look past a guy like that, with that has power. But I believe Anthony Joshua is the better boxer with power, so it's going to be somewhat of a good fight, but Anthony Joshua will prevail. But anyways, y'all let me know what's going on, man. It's crazy, man. Heavyweight division is something else right now, man. Real talk. Andrew Tucker World, I'm out. Much love and respect.